Alrighty. So I want to give you some expectations here of what you should expect in this journey, because now we're really going to start actually applying. Soon we're going to start applying, not yet, but soon. And I want you to have your expectations right, and I want you to have them right from the start. I don't want this to be a discouraging journey by any means. I know exactly what this journey is going to look like, approximately how long it's going to take you to actually get the offers. I've been through it too many times. Um, so, here are basically three things to expect in this module and in this methodology in general. Because as I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of methods, many ways to get a job. But with this one, here's the three things to expect. You should expect a high volume. We're going to be applying to 20 companies every week, if not every 2 weeks. It really just depends on your bandwidth and how much time you've got. But 20 companies a week, that's four companies a day, if we're just talking Monday through Friday. And so by the end of it, we're going to have applied to 20 to 60 or so companies. And unless you are, if you're an extremely charismatic person, you're just very natural, uh, you do really well with people naturally, that number is going to go down. But I'm going to assume that a lot of people who want to break into tech sales are going to be a little bit like me and, struggle before they get their footing. But at the high end, we're going to expect a high volume here. So approximately 60 companies that we will have applied to by the time all of this is done. And now that doesn't mean we're going to actually get to talk to 60 companies. That would be crazy. Um, we should expect to probably be talking by the end of this, and I'll set the right expectations later, but approximately 20 or so companies. And then by the end of that journey of talking to 20 or so, we'll expect, one, two, three offers. But regardless, expect high volume here. I do expect for us to apply to a lot of companies, and then through that, we're actually going to get to a lot of experiences and a lot of interviews. Um, the other thing you should expect here is rejection. Rejection is really a harsh way of putting it. Maybe it's a next, right? You're not going to be a good fit for every company, and it actually goes both ways. A company might not be good for you. There's a lot of bad companies out there that really don't deserve good, well-meaning, ethical people who really want to work hard and just make an honest career. There's a lot of companies that don't treat their employees as best as they should, and you're going to recognize that. You're going to reject them. I'm going to teach you how. But in general, if you're breaking into tech and you don't necessarily have tech experience or you don't necessarily have sales experience, well, guess what? Of course, you're going to get, passed up on. That's okay. There's going to be companies that pass up on you, especially in the early stages here. I don't expect your first series of interviews to go well at all because you're probably a little bit rusty with the interviewing, or maybe you don't fully know the questions that they're going to ask. There's going to be some stuff that you just don't, that's going to catch you off guard, or you're not going to know how to answer it. And that's 100% okay. That's actually part of the process. And that's why I say that we're going to be having chatted with approximately 20 companies, because by the time you get the offer, you're going to have already a lot of interviews under your belt and a lot of mistakes under your belt, and that's exactly what's going to lead to the offer. It's the fact that you're already going to expect and anticipate everything and anything. You've already faced every objection and you know how to answer them. So, rejection is going to be part of the game. I 100% embrace it and encourage you to do the same as well, because it's just going to be part of it. But lastly, that rejection is actually going to lead to those improvements, that iteration. So, I like this method and I preach it because the system is going to be it kind of enables you to fail. It encourages you to fail, and then also bounce back successfully. So when you fail or get rejected or get passed up, you can write down or ask, write down where you think you could have gone better, how you could have answered a question better, etc. I expect iteration. And that's the first 20 companies that we apply to. I do expect them to reject you. The second round of 20 companies that you go through, you're going to get farther. You'll probably get to the second or third stage of the interview. You'll get closer to the offer stage, but you won't necessarily get it. And I expect this to kind of hurt you. I kind of want it to, because that hurt, and that hurt is going to motivate you to do even better. And then in the final round of companies that we apply to, that final 20 companies, I expect you by this point to be so sharp and well aware of the interview process and what questions they're going to ask you, that you're going to get to the final stage and you'll probably end up with one, two, maybe even three offers. And that's a really good place to be in. That's really a really healthy place to be in. And then, of course, you'll accept one of those offers and you'll know that you made the right decision because of everything that we've gone through in this course, through the vetting, and what you'll learn in this module around interviewing and vetting them. You're going to be joining a good company at the end of the day. So that's what to expect. Uh, Please don't get discouraged if you get rejected, or your first couple interviews don't go well, or your first couple resumes don't land interviews. I 100% expect that and anticipate that. That's why I put that we're going to go through high volume here, because eventually it's all going to stick and you'll actually end up getting that offer. And I'm going to walk you up. I'm going to walk you right towards that final door where you get that offer. So don't get discouraged. Just want to lay it out so you're mentally prepared moving forward here. But yeah, let's keep going.